Hello, Apps here from Dimp Digital, and welcome to the first proper episode of How to Fail at YouTube. I'm here to play Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, which came out earlier today on PlayStation 4 and Steam. I managed to snag it through my PlayStation Plus subscription. If you've watched, I hope you've watched the introduction video of what How to Fail at YouTube is. It's just a few videos that are going to be documenting the struggles that we have playing video games and then upload them to YouTube, and not intentionally making things bad, but just seems that every time we go to record something goes wrong. So we're here to document that, and hopefully over time you will see some improvements. So on this episode, the major issue was the audio on my mic. Don't know what happened, what went wrong, but for some reason I sound like a crackly robot throughout it. I think the levels are actually pretty decent for once in terms of gameplay and my mic, but yeah, it wasn't to be. Technology said no. So I'm going to shut up now and crack on the video. It gives you a little bit of insight into what Fall Guys is actually, so interesting to stick around if you're having a look at that game, and you'll see my bumbling performances, but sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here we are then, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. Apps here from Dimp Digital. I gave this a quick whirl earlier, about an hour or so. We are playing this on release day, 4th of August 2020, at half 12 UK time to about half 1. I do get a lunch break working from home, for whatever that's worth. I didn't really take a break, so I thought I will take a break today and play this. So bunged it on for an hour, lost almost 20 minutes just with server issues and other bits and pieces, which you can briefly see in this cut together video. Yes, I am watching myself play a video game that I played several hours earlier and then commentating back on it. Very narcissistic. I'm just going to adjust this mic because the levels are a bit higher. Yeah, so I don't know if I don't think it's going to be an ongoing series of, gaming on your lunch break. I mean, I could. Toying with the idea of playing this a couple of times a week on a lunch break until I eventually win a championship. So, spoiler alert, I do not win on this particular recording. This is me just setting up my character, changing my outfits, and some of the other great offerings that the game has. So there's kudos points to be spent to unlock new patterns and colours and other dog shit that you can place on your weird looking character. But yeah, I've got push to talk enabled as well, which I don't usually do, so if I look a bit awkward sometimes, then that's why. But again, this is How to Fail at YouTube here at Dimp Digital. This is like our ongoing thing. Production issues, half-finished videos. This could be part of that. I might not get to the end of this, so then you'll just see the unfinished bit. But really keen on showing you how to fail at YouTube, because we are specialists in failures here. So why not? Absolutely, why not? As you can see, it's 60 players. And even on the first go, look, you can see it's not instant. I knew there would be capacity issues on the first day of this game, because the popularity or just the footprint it was leaving on social media, and there's lots of outlets talking about it last week with previews and whatnot. I just thought they're not, and it's on PlayStation Plus, like freebie. So if you got that, I just thought this is going to be a nightmare for them. And there you go, look, first time service connection error. Like I said, this was the thing that marred the experience slightly. And to be honest, it's harsh to have a go at them, because day one, half 12. I don't know what time it actually went live, but it wouldn't have been shortly before half 12. So I was one of the first people to be on it, I'd imagine. I think it went live on Steam earlier. But yeah, I just it just felt like this was always going to be a very popular game. So on one hand, I'm sympathetic because it's obviously a small team, Devolve Digital Publishing. On the other hand, like, they must have seen the interest that was being generated and thought, shit, we need to make sure these servers are in order. So look, my very first experience, I had to restart and close the application. This is what this eventually leads to, this black loading screen, I think. And I was like, I've only got an hour here, so what are we going to be doing? I went a little over an hour. I started the game, it went quite long. But this is more of a just showing you what on day one what a game can be like. Like I said, I've cut bits out of it in terms of me constantly waiting, but believe you me, there was I think 17 to 20 minutes worth of stuff I had to cut out. There's a chunk in the middle where they may have in the end turned off the servers because it didn't seem like anything was running. So that was me restarting the game, and then it goes through how to play again. It's very simple. X to jump, square to dive, R2 to grab, and you're away. At least he stayed all dressed up. I was worried I was going to lose my progress, if I'm honest. I don't know what I'm doing here. Obviously flapping around, worrying about what I've got setting turned on or whatever. Get on with it, you prat. It's frustrating watching yourself back and commenting on it. Let's see how this one goes. I think I'll get in this time. So for those that are unfamiliar, this is a battle, well, I suppose it's a battle royale game. 60 players enter a tournament almost, and you go through varying numbers of rounds to whittle it down to one person. And the games, in order to get through, consist of races. Sometimes they're team games, sometimes they're survival games, and it certainly is an interesting sort of twist on the battle royale genre, I'd say. The fact that it was included in PS Plus is a huge reason why I sat down to play it. I just thought that's a game I can just jump in and jump out of, jump in, jump out of, which I kind of need as I'm sort of closing in on Ghost of Tsushima, or probably about halfway through that now, and I'm starting to just feel like I need something to break it up now and again. So the whirly gig, navigate through obstacles and race to the finish line. So here's a little preview of the stage, what's ahead of you. And I think it's the first number of people to get through. They set a number of qualifiers that will get through, and you'll see it in the top right hand corner in a minute. I don't know if there's a timer. I didn't see one, but it looks like at the very end, some guy got cut out of this. So here we go. I was at the front. Look, I was loving life. I was like, I'm going to fucking win this. And already I've lost pace. And then look, once you get snarled up amongst people, that's when it becomes difficult. It's the other people bumbling over you that can cost you a lot of time. I think if you were just on your own, obviously it'd be very easy. But look, there you go, 29 people will qualify from this, so roughly half have binned off. This is a difficult bit because you've got all these people trying to scramble up. You've got to get on the yellow box really. I went for a late dive, which wasn't necessary. Then I got smacked by that. I got caught again. Fortunately landed and bumped over the fence. That was very lucky. I don't know why I've got an obsession with diving, I just like the animation on it. But I could grab someone here and like pull them back. It'd slow both of us down. But people sometimes do that to aggravate, troll, whatever you want to call it. Went for a gamble there, it was always going to be difficult to get that one right. That's poor. That was just panic, that's pure panic that cost me there. This is the hard bit, but I'd never thought I'd struggle on this bit. Jesus, I was unlucky there, to be honest. Fall throttle. There you go. Trophy, thank you. But look, I can't go there, and there's no way of getting through. And I missed the jump anyway, so you have to kind of get on this platform, avoid the spinning thing, and then hope that there's not a bloody windmill block in your direction. I don't know why I didn't jump there. I thought, well, this time I'll make it. Nope, smacked by that. And it can just go from bad to worse, and at this point, I'm absolutely fearing the worst. I'm thinking, over half the people have got through. I'm really struggling here. And look, the embarrassment. Let's just soak this in, shall we? And even then I fell on my back. So I got through one of the late ones. I don't know if he was part of the game, that guy. But then you can then just randomly, someone's just crapped out there. But then you can randomly watch other players and see how they're getting on. This guy here is going to make it. The reason I say I don't know whether the timer is because let's watch what's coming up here. So I think I Sweat for My Love makes it with no problem. Now look, 28 have qualified at this point, so there's one left, correct? Damir underscore 60. It just ends there. I don't know if he made it. The game, one thing I will say, is the game definitely feels a little bit unsteady in that sometimes people lag and jump, and you'll see a good example of that during the games and the gameplay. You'll see it for yourself. So it's a little bit rusty on that side of things. I'd really like to tighten it up so that we weren't at the mercy, basically, of said lag. Yeah. Random selection for the next one. This time we've got tail tag. So as you can see, grab a tail basically. Make sure you have a tail when the timer runs out. And this is not a team game, this is an individual one. So you can quite easily be knocked out this one. And it will be your own fault, there's no one to blame. Because a few of the team games that they chuck you in, I always feel like, was that me or was that my team? Blew that there, look, you just get hounded down. And I thought, you know what, I'll go in here, no one will come in this area. There's some twat standing there, he nicked it. I got it back quite quickly, then lost it again, I believe, yeah. But I was fuming at that, I was like, why is he standing in there with no tail? And yes, he got my tail, and that puts me on the back foot. And look, there's less than a minute left. I'm panicking, thinking this is the end of this. This bit I don't like. I don't think you can move the camera well enough to see when you go underneath tunnels like that. You can see your shadow outline there, but I'd like to see someone else under there, because someone could be hiding under there for all I know, with a tail. Look, you can't really get a good enough view. I'll try there, but the game just says nope, no chief. At this point, I'm panicking. I'm thinking, well, but that guy really blew it. I nearly chuck it in the bin there, but you get away with it with 5 seconds left, and I think I'm pretty confident here at this stage I'm not going to get blown out of it, so I'll just hide down there. And in actual reality, there may have been someone up my arse there that was going to hurt me. I'm into the next round, so I'm pleased at this stage. Here we go, 12. I think there's only 3 rounds in this one, if I remember correctly. Oh no, it goes down to 6. So this is almost like Rocket League. Well, it's not, because it's not cars, but it's a football game. And this is where I thought it was the most ropiest out of all the games I played. And there's a few repeats that we're going to see, but this definitely was the balls sometimes felt like the hit detection, you just see it, you just see, look, it's all a little bit, just not, juddering, yeah. Kind of needs some work as far as I'm concerned. But the idea here is 2 balls, where's the blue team need to get the ball into the yellow team's goal, and vice versa. 2 balls is interesting because it means you've got to kind of be on your toes. I don't think I defended once. I think I was all out attack. We go 1-0 down, which is not ideal. And then I'm thinking the worst at this point. How that doesn't, it does end up in the net. Look at this glory goal. Straight from kickoff, he nods it in. So that's the tactic. That's the meta tactic there. I'll go at it and fail miserably. I'll just go after this guy as well. And I'll pull him back, my own teammate. What am I doing? Nice steady lead here. I'll go have a look down here, see what happens. Not a lot you just respawn. It's okay. At least I know now. It's out of my system. Squeaky bummer shit, it's still only 1 goal. Both balls are down in enemy territory. I'll start just grabbing people that they get fed up with me and start reacting. But that perfectly opens up a chance for that just to roll in, so I was quite pleased with that. That's a poor header. I should know better from Rocket League, that weren't going to work there in the corner. And then run the back foot again. It's definitely a balance, like you need to have people that are going to defend, otherwise you will just get stomped. If you can control both balls, then no, you don't. Okay, the next stage for this particular mini game is to get some sort of goals ranking, like registration, who scores what. But that one just bounces out and rolls in. At this point, 3 goals up with 10 seconds remaining. It's in the bag. I'm just nodding it in for fun at this. I think it's hat trick, probably. Got qualified. Round over. And that's for the final 6, I believe. And it's not always the same. Like sometimes I've got into another final, there was 12 people. So I don't know how they figure out how many, I think it's just random. The idea is that it's different each time, I guess. But here's the disappointing part. Bear in mind it's the first run through, first game, and the final game is Royal Fumble, which is the tail game again. It's the same game, just there's 1 tail, and the person who has the tail at the very end wins it. So, ideally put some sort of algorithm in there to stop this happening, so I don't get 2 tail games in 1 championship. But and the hardest part here I found was just trying to find the fucker with the tail and keep an eye on him. And again, it's 2 minutes, so it's like no one's going to have to hold on to the tail for 2 minutes. He does a pretty good job from memory before eventually blowing it. But let's just watch and see how I scramble around and get in the right old state. I don't know what that guy's doing in the middle there, to be honest. Waving and doing God knows what, but here's what it is. At this point, I've resigned to the fact I've blown it. There you go, there's a little tail change there. So I think he may have had that for nearly a minute, which is terrific work. I grab the tail and think, oh, here we go. But at 50 seconds, I'm kind of expecting, thinking, oh, this ain't going to happen. I thought, this is a good idea. I'll just run around this and see whether I can hold out. It made me feel a bit sick. I was doing it. But look, I mean, there, see what I mean? There, it didn't look like he was close enough, long enough to get that off me, but he did. There's a little bit of jank that just needs to be ironed out. I don't know if it ever will. I feel like the game's just designed in this manner that it will be a little bit sloppy sometimes. I think at this stage, there's every chance of someone getting him. I then grab him, and it's all but over. But there's always a chance. Look, I think at this stage, with 4 seconds, 2, unbelievable. I had the tail at like 2 seconds, and it still hurts looking back at that. If I'm honest. Ducks, 7 the winner. Fucking lucked out, boy, because that was a mad scramble at the end. My heart was in my mouth at that point. There you go, you get a little show summary. Bit harsh to put an X on round 4. I was like, Jesus. And it jammed up, I think. Yeah, I had to restart it again. So another jam up there, trying to get in and out of the game. That may be the point where I couldn't get it. In fact, it was. That was the point where it was at least 15 minutes where I could not get into a game. In the end, I had to reboot the PS4. And I believe I'm lucky pretty soon. So we have gate crash, avoid the moving doors and race to the finish line. So they go up and down basically, you see, I don't need to explain any of this. That's the great thing, is that doesn't need any explaining, none of this does. It's all very self-explanatory, you kind of know what to do from the outset. Excuse me, I could just took my finger off the record button there. What I was doing to start there. So 41 will qualify from this. That was, yeah, I could tell that was going to happen. That was really sloppy. I feel like these ones are a little bit random. Got lucky there. Got a bit greedy, lucked out. It's down to a lot of timing. And this bit I could not work out for the life of me to start with. I just couldn't suss it. Look, I'm just getting it all wrong. Look, going after ones that have... That one I just dive instead of jump. Then I go the wrong way. Look, it put me around the wrong way. And I was like, hang on, this ain't right. I had to go back. And I get hit with the door, obviously. Look, no way back at this point, you're thinking, aren't you? Look, line it up. We get very lucky. Just literally get through, perhaps one of the last 2 or 3 through. So I rode me luck there, but again, it's still about getting to the next round, best you can. A lot of randomness. There is skill, don't get me wrong, there is skill. I think there will be people after... It'll probably take days, like it is with every game, who know the tricks of the trade and can win and can exploit things, maybe, I don't know. I hope there's no like really obvious exploitive things that people do. But, yeah, there's a lot of luck, because sometimes you just get a little bit unlucky. People tread all over you and knock you down, and you've had it. So team tail tag, so a little bit different to the 2 tail tags we've had, but still 2 games and 3 tail tags have been given out to us. But we're all split into teams, and it's the team with the least amount of tails that will get knocked out. Let's start the tail. Idiots. Not idiots, because you don't, honestly, the first day everyone's just trying out stuff. Seeing what sticks, seeing what works. But they're just there, the camera's got them on wick a little bit. Thought I'll hang out of him. Look at that, a pair of us. And I saw that happen and I was like, whoops, get out of there. It's not a bad idea, I think, on this one to go to another team member or another coloured team and who's got a tail and just sort of hover around with them just as a distraction, because someone might come to get you and then they end up getting the red guy instead of you because it's easier prey. And you see, I think I'm doing a pretty good job at this point, and then all of a sudden I think, well, let's try this. How about if I just stand here, try and stay out of bother. I even try and turn so that maybe they can't see my tail. Let's see how this plans out. How poor was that? With less than 30 seconds left. So you've got to be on your A game. At this point, I've put our team in the shit. Look, we're now on 3. Everyone else is on 4 or 5. And I'm thinking the worst. And I'm chasing my own team for tails, and I think that's not the way to do it. I need to get some tails here, boys. 10 seconds remain. And look, you just got no hope. Unless you get real lucky, like him there. Look. I mean, how I didn't get that. Gut wrencher, and we lost. But I will. Probably my fault. Looking back at that. Heartbreak. So I think on this round, I think I cut it out, but that went straight to like a final round. After that, it's back a bit again. Jesus, it's really, the levels are really high. But yeah, it went to a final round like after the second round, and I was like, oh, someone's only 3 rounds. I was like, so it's no guarantee that you're going to have to do one, well, you have to do at least 1 round. I'm guessing at least 2 is probably the next stage, but no guarantees that you're going to have to do more than 2, really, to get to the final. Then after that, it can be a bit of a pot luck. If you wondered on the hair, it is outrageous. Yes, there's a hairband in there, matching white though, so that's okay. It's just too hot. It's very hot at the moment, and this hair, when it's down, like, is down there to my fringe. So I might have to. I was going to grow my hair long, so I might have to bin off that and just settle. But here's a really good example of sometimes the waiting times. And at this point, I'm thinking, got 53 players, surely we can start. And then I've been it because it took too long to go back in. I can see this cycle. At this point, I was getting a little bit, because I knew I'd blown that in the team game. I was quite conscious that was my fault. And then the game wouldn't let me get back in. I was like, come on, just want to get back in and try and rectify the damage I've done. Interesting there, 59 players that then dropped down to 57. But we get into it, and then look, there's a repeat here, gate crash. And I was a bit like, ugh. I mean, it is random, so you're bound to get things like this repeat. They can't look at every player's history and say, none of you have played this one, so it's just going to be one of those things that you accept. Obviously, the aim is that they add more games. But look at me there, pull that little bugger back with me. Look at this nightmare start, really, for me. That is well behind the curve. Yeah, don't do what I do and press square to dive through things, because you can't bloody get up immediately. Big bully there, I've got a little trophy. I think it's for knocking over 3 people. I wonder how they register this stuff. At this point, I feel like I'm seasoned pro at this bit. Look at this, crash bang wallop. And actually, we're one of the top 3 or 4 through, and you can't say better than that, can you? recognise him for that little bastard there, that little orange truck. But see, we didn't start with 52. We didn't start with 60 that time. We just went in with 52. So I'm glad the game's not mandating 60, because that would be a bit of a stinker as far as I'm concerned. Fortunately, didn't press push record, so I was talking to myself. So this is just a standard race, but quite a good one. It's a long one. Look at this though, what a rocket start this is for me. And then I get stuck on the going the wrong way twice, and then get alert. And then you're thinking, oh shit, I've really got in a right old state here. Filling the volumes. Again, this is how to fail at YouTube, so expect plenty of mistakes in production. I mean, in hindsight, I'm looking at all this space here, thinking could have cropped all this out. Tip: don't do what we do if you want to be successful on this platform. I will say, in the podcast realm, we are the kings. So audio podcasts, idle game chat, search for it in your favourite podcast app. Patreon.com/idle game chat. I've qualified, for fuck's sake. We might talk about this. What's it called? Fall Guys. Ultimate Knockout on the next episode. We might not. Anyway, this is YouTube. Podcast is on YouTube as well. Just search for idle game chat. Okay. So 30 go through on that one. So this is a survival one. So slightly different from a race. The race, obviously, the first X through the post. This one is stay alive as long as you can, and X number are going to be eliminated. This is a fairly straightforward one. I didn't like my position in here. I could have been worse, but I didn't want to be near people. That's what I decided. I thought I need to be away from everyone, because that's where you get costed tripping over someone. I feel like that was the advice that I should have... I said to myself in my head, I said, I'm going to stay away from people. Sometimes you can't avoid it, but watch what I actually do that costs me. And look, what am I doing here? I'm running right in between all those people there. I've got lucky there. Still no one's been eliminated. And then look. Yep, well done, Apps. And I'm fuming, actually, at that point, because that was so sloppy. Gutted again that I'm not going to get a chance at winning the crown. That's what it is. If you win the final, you get a crown, which you can then spend in the shop at a later date. You will get a crown if you get enough XP or kudos points, as they're called, throughout the season. So I think there's like an unlockable at stage 4 or 5. And then you can use the crown to buy stuff. Be handy just to win one though. But neighbourhood dog barking. At least it's not my dog. Door dash. Break through the doors and race to the finish line. Some are real, some are fake. So yeah. Some of these you can't get through, some you can. Do I sacrifice my start to pull someone? No, I'll just go for it. Look at that. So I dived again, so don't dive. You can just jump through those things. And I'll just have a little delay there to have a little look. And from this point onwards, you should be pretty safe. Like, someone would have taken the plunge for you and you'd be unlucky not to get through one. But look at that gaggle of fucks. They really can get on top of you. There I try and go through without jumping, so I lose a bit more time. And I get knocked over, and I'm thinking, bloody hell. Look at that, I'm fucking snarled up. So once you get here, it's just a straight run, and you think, oh god. I was thinking of pulling someone back here, but I thought, you know what, I haven't got time to fuck about, it'll fill up quickly. Because once the door's open, there's really little skill involved with getting through that. Like, you don't need a lot of skill to get through. $39 through. Here's what you could have had. A lot of silence in the game, like just that spinning bit, you're sort of looking at it. Oh, perfect match. This one's quite good. So memorise the icons on the tiles. When an icon is displayed on the screen, move to the matching tile to avoid falling into the slime. So the icons will flash up on the tiles that you're standing on, and you've got to remember where, you'll see where the grapefruit is, where the peach is, and then if your peach shows, get on the peach tile. There's normally at least 2 of them, so when you start off with, there's only 2. You've got a peach and a berry. I know that this one has got I believe a berry on it. Yep, so I think I'll stand here, and if I need to go to a peach, I can go left. That's all I'm thinking at this point. And it's a berry, so I can stay put. So everyone scrambles. I mean, people shouldn't be being eliminated in that first one. So you got a few more. So look, you've got a banana. I believe that's a watermelon, some grapes. Peach is still here. So this is where it gets actually a lot harder because that's too much for my brain. At this point, I'm just sort of standing here hoping that it is what it is, and I luck out. Pure luck. I didn't know what I was doing. I saw people scrambling to get on this tile again, and I was like, that is beautiful. And to be honest, from this point onwards, I'm quite resigned to the fact I'm going to lose this. See there, I was just trying to throw that orange fella off. Look, I'll try again there. Try and get someone off just as it goes to 1. But then you realise you've got to really concentrate on what the tile's going to be. That's the berry one again. And once again, I believe I'm in the right place at the right time. Yeah. Unbelievable luck. And he qualified, so I didn't actually have to move off that tile in the end. And you get a flawless victory achievement for that. Straight back in there. Block party. Avoid the moving walls and don't fall off the platform. Ah. Looked quite good. I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's go. At this point, I'm annoyed. I've got through, what, 3 very tough stages there. Ah, dear. The joys of playing an online game day 1, eh? Fucking hell. At this stage, I was thinking, well, it's had it, the game. It's crapping out. I'm a bit seething. To be honest, I'd rather that just happened, what just happened there, than me getting to the final and losing again. So I'm kind of glad it took it out of my dizzy heights. Navigate obstacles to race to the finish line. So we've had this one again, kind of another repeat. Is what it is. Going to happen in the game. Just get on with it. They were planning on adding more games as and when they can. As you say, it's not perfect by any means. There's still areas of roughness that they need to look at ironing out. But for what it is, Chappers was speaking to me earlier on Discord. He was like, well, "What do you think?" I was like, to be honest, it doesn't feel the best. It's not like the most smoothest control scheme you're ever going to play. It feels a little bit janky in places, or scruffy, as I like to say. But it's serviceable for what the game is. Very lucky there. It's serviceable for what the game is. It is a little bit rough. It is a bit scrappy. It is a bit sloppy sometimes. That's part of the design of the game, maybe. And maybe I'm letting off the hook, but you know, having just that little bit of uncertainty sometimes is what's going to be the difference between winning and losing. And that will infuriate people because they'll be like, "Oh, it should all be skill based," but there is still a lot of skill that goes into getting just into the final, getting through the first few rounds. But there's always that element of luck. Always that element of luck. And there we go, another easy qualification, maintaining the record of not going out in the first round. Once you've done one of the events once, apart from like the tail tag ones and the football ones and the team ones, I felt like I had a pretty good handle on them. Like these races in particular, I felt like a good handle on. I didn't feel in danger of ever not getting through. Look at that mess there. Who got through there? You never know. So you got rid of 10 that time, was it? I'd say you should half it the first time round. Fuck 'em. Put them in the fucking bins. If you ain't good enough to get through, get rid of them. Alright? Gate crash again, we've had this one, so we know what to expect. I'm confident going into this one, thinking, yep, gate crash is in my wheelhouse, I know what to do. You know, best thing to be is just off the front, really. Try not to get caught in the gaggle if you can help it. But at the end, we've got that little bit of, I'll call this a little bit of a security blanket, that last bit, a bit of an insurance policy, because I know people will struggle there. And I feel like at this point, I'm confident I'm going to get through it. But look, mate, I mean, that was really lucky, to be quite honest. I got through that. Yeah, sloppy that was. Yeah. These ones are a bit random. See that there? I don't know if there's a pattern to those ones. So you will get fucked over a few times. Here, also a little bit of luck, and I got very unlucky in my eyes. But then here, just kind of thinking, look, let's go for this one. That's going to be on the way down by the time I come down. Lo and behold, we're through, and we're in the top 10. Like I said, the insurance policy of that last bit, because people will just blow it there, because the natural instinct is just to go for it and not think about whether... Look, these three, chuck away merchants. There's one left and it's gone now. Got to think about it, boys. $31. So we're loving that. Roll out, survival game, move between the rotating rings to avoid falling in the slime. So I had a bit of a nightmare on the last survival one. Fell off, or got knocked off I should say, by the spinning platform from the first 3 out. So these are the ones I'm not that confident with, because you can just get blown out of it. And this one's a little bit more hectic because obviously people moving around, there's physics to play into it, and then they chuck in, look, gaps. They change the speeds, they put barriers, they put walls up. It just was never settled on this one. Never settled or happy with how it was going. Always felt like I was on the back foot. What I'm not realising though is that it's only 13 people to be eliminated. And before I know it, the game's up. Decided it wanted to turn off there. 18 are through, and I'm thinking, oh, is this the final now? Looking great. Gonna get a shot at glory here. Oh, hoopsie daisy. Jump and dive through the hoops to score points for your team. And I'm thinking, oh, bloody team game again. Are you having a laugh? Should have sussed this earlier on, but the hoops disappear when someone jumps through them. So you watch this early one where I am chasing shadows. But and I'm thinking, oh, that'll come back quickly. Nope. I think, oh, that one up there, I'll get that one. That's an easy one. No one's going to have to get that. But watch little blue fella here. Red fella, sorry, look. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. What about this one? Yeah, no. And yeah, at this point, I'm absolutely devastated. Red team has stormed into the lead with 10. My team are absolutely carrying me. I'm struggling to get a foothold in Hoopsie Daisy. Get a nice easy one there. A bit of a gift, that one. Try and put him off in the end. Then I thought, you know what, I'll take the easy one here. Almost blow it. Thought I'll get this one here. Red guy won't get that. Thank you very much. Those two make a hash of it. I make a hash of it. And the Reds take the championship. We're still on the back foot here because we're still last, and it's concerning because I feel like I'm in the zone here. I'm racking up the points. Team members are failing. I'm just getting things right. Bang, bang, bang. 45 seconds left. There's still quite a lot of time actually. I missed that hoop. I missed it again. And I think, oh, you know what? I'm just going to run around this because I've seen a few easy ones pop up. Start panicking as usual. Go for the ultimate and make it unbelievable. Little red fuckers nick that one, so we're on the back foot again. I'm looking 20 seconds left and we're last. Grab one there though. We then suddenly get a massive influx of points. And before you know it, the Blues are staring down the barrel of a disaster. I've had a quick look at the scoreboard and I don't think it can be hauled back at this point. In the end, I think we might as well go for victory here, see if we can win this, lads. 38, we're going to be top team. I don't quite get there, but we get there in the end. Great. I'm in the final, I think. Twelve's a good number for the final, isn't it? Don't you think? And this is it. Full mountain. Reach the top and use R2 to grab the crown. This is it now. Big pressure. Got a good grid spot really. Centre, front row. That's where you kind of want it. Wasn't quite prepared for the balls here, and that slowed me down a little bit. Got caught out there, and you kind of think, ah, that's done me. And look, when you get this far behind, you struggle. But I took a left-hander here and got lucky there. And look, we're on our way. He's down. But we all squeeze down there. He chucks it on there. At this point, when I get past that bit unscathed, I think I've won it. Look. But then look. That fucking bastard. I don't... It looks to me like you don't get there in time. And because he just falls off it as well, it felt like lag. I mean, I don't think it is. It looked like it and it felt like it. And again, I was, what, half a second away from winning it. Another bitter pill for me to swallow. And I feel the rage bubbling back up, and I think, what are we doing with this game? Is it going to be worth playing? I think I just need to get that one win. That might be an interesting journey to document, maybe. The journey to a first win. Might get it in under a week, and get real lucky, but there's a lot that has to go right for you to get through to that stage. And then we have, I believe, network issues for the final time. Yeah, look, failed to receive information about rewards from the server. Any missing rewards should be claimed during the next login. No idea. No idea whether I'll get those rewards. I didn't have a chance to count, if I'm honest. And Yeah, so it's a little bit shaky. It's day one. It was early on in the release. It may have settled down already as I record this and as this goes out to you. But definitely fun. Like, definitely enjoyable. Definitely fun. I don't think there's... A lot of people say it's going to be a great game to play with mates, but I don't think it's quite there yet, because you imagine those races. We all get... Say I invite Chappers into a lobby and he comes into my lobby with me, and the first one is a race. And we get to the race and Chappers goes out in the first round, because I'm not going to. We've just seen 100% record, not going to happen. He's then got to sit there and watch me for a potential another 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. I don't know how far that it goes with the amount of rounds. More rounds, and he can't play the game. Like, I wouldn't want to as a player. I want to exit because, well, I want to try and win it. So I think in order to make it a more social thing and like a squad-based game, is they've really got to work on building team-only servers, so it's teams of 4, and then doing a playlist and a selection of games that whittles down you by team. So like we saw the team tail match, like we saw the football match, like introduce more games if you need to, or put the playlist set up so that it's only ever going to be team games. And then if it's squads of 4, teams of 4, the final 4 win it. And then, yeah, at this point I decide to check the the PlayStation Store to see how much the kudos is. But that's where I think it needs to go for team members. I can just see frustration setting in for people that sit there with 2 or 3 of you. And imagine playing with like 3 or 4 of you in a chat, and one of you goes out, and you're sitting there for another 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, there is a bit of entertainment in watching your mates. There's some DLC. There's a little bit of entertainment watching them fail and whatnot, but I don't know. I feel like you want to be playing together at all times. This is me just going through the shop, seeing what sort of stuff I can buy with my kudos. I've got 2,030 0 crowns. Nothing really there for me. The pineapple I was considering to get, and then I realised I needed 4,000 to get a full paste of it. You see there, if I get to level 5, fame, by competing in shows, 5, I'll get 1 crown, which is currency I can use to buy stuff. But I think we're drawing to a close of this particular episode. That was Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, day 1, on my lunch break. How to fail at YouTube, as always here at Dimp Digital. And I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be back whenever the next video is. So thanks so much for your time, and ta-da.